Om Vishnu Krishna bhagavate vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye ashtaprayesha vavadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhakti bhavati naishtiki. We're reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 11, verse 28. Is the sound system the way it should be? Hare Krishna. So we can start with word for word, so we know what we're chanting. Ya, one who, pañca-varṣaḥ, 5 years old. Jananīṁ, mother. Tvam, you. Vihāya, leaving aside. Mātuḥ, of the mother. Sapatnyāḥ, of the co-wife. Vacasā, by the words. Bhinna-marmā, aggrieved at heart. Vanam, to the forest. Gataḥ, went. Tapasā, by austerity. Pratyag-akṣam, the Supreme Lord. Ārādhya, worshipping. Lebhe, achieve. Mūrdhni, on the top. Padaṁ, the position. Tri-lokyāḥ, of the three worlds. So what's this verse going to be about?
Someone going to the forest. Independence and austerity.
Yes. Who might that be?
Could be start with a D.
Huh?
He could start with a D.
Yeah, it could start with a D. Okay, we can chant the verse, which is, yes?
I was just thinking, shouldn't the devotees see the translator also? She's just sitting down, it's like an unembodied voice.
Unembodied voice. The devotees want our translator to be more visible.
That's what we usually do.
Sorry?
That's what we usually do. You can see the person
She's
speaking.
trying to be humble. Yes. Okay, good. It's also easier to understand someone when you can see these people. Okay. So this verse is not quite tri-lokyāḥ. It's instead of 11 syllables to a line, it's 12, which means I don't really know how to chant it. Anyway, let's try. Yeah, we'll try. Ya pañca-varṣo jananīṁ tvam vihāya. 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 Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā bhinna-marmā. Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā bhinna-marmā. Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā bhinna-marmā. Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā bhinna-marmā. Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam. Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam. Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam. Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam. Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni padaṁ tri-lokyāḥ. Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni padaṁ tri-lokyāḥ. Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni padaṁ tri-lokyāḥ. Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni padaṁ tri-lokyāḥ.
Ya pañca-varṣo jananīṁ tvam vihāya.
Ya pañca-varṣo jananīṁ tvam vihāya.
Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā vhinna-marmā.
Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā vhinna-marmā.
Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam.
Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam.
Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni tri-lokyāḥ.
Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni tri-lokyāḥ. Ladies.
pañca-varṣo jananīṁ tvam vihāya.
Ya pañca-varṣo jananīṁ tvam vihāya.
Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā bhinna-marmā.
Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā vhinna-marmā.
Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam.
Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam.
Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni padaṁ tri-lokyāḥ.
Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni padaṁ tri-lokyāḥ.
pañca-varṣo jananīṁ tvam vihāya.
Ya pañca-varṣo jananīṁ tvam vihāya.
Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā bhinna-marmā.
Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā bhinna-marmā.
Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam.
Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam.
Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni padaṁ tri-lokyāḥ.
Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni padaṁ tri-lokyāḥ.
Ya pañca-varṣo jananīṁ tvam vihāya.
Ya pañca-varṣo jananīṁ tvam vihāya.
Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā bhinna-marmā.
Mātuḥ sapatnyāḥ vacasā bhinna-marmā.
Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam.
Vanam gatas tapasā pratyag-akṣam.
Ārādhya lebhe mūrdhni padaṁ tri-lokyāḥ.
Translation and purport by Divine Grace and Srimad-Bhagavatam. Translation, my dear Dhruva, at the age of only 5 years, you were very grievously afflicted by the words of your mother's co-wife. And you very boldly gave up the protection of your mother and went to the forest to engage in the yogic process for realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As a result of this, you have already achieved the topmost position in all three worlds.
Dragi moj druga, kada si imao samo 5 godina, bio si veoma ožalošćen riječima svoje pomajke. Smjelo si napustio zaštitu svoje majke i otišao u šumu da bi se zaokupio procesom joge namijenjenim samospoznaj svevišnje božanske osobe. Kao rezultat toga, već si stekao najviši položaj u sva 3 svijeta.
Purport. Manu was very proud that Dhruva Maharaj was one of the descendants in his family, because at the age of only 5 years, Dhruva began meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And within 6 months, he was able to see the Supreme Lord face to face. Actually, Dhruva Maharaj is the glory of the Manu dynasty, or the human family.
Manu je bio veoma ponosan što je Dhruva Maharaj jedan od potomaka njegove porodice, jer je se samo 5 godina počeo da meditira na svevišnju božansku ličnost i u roku 6 mjeseci je mogao vidjeti svevišnji gospodina licem u lice. Dhruva Maharaj je ponos dinastije Manova ili porodice ljudi.
The human family begins with Manu. The Sanskrit word for man is manushya, which means descendant of Manu. Not only is Dhruva Maharaj the glory of the family of Swayambhuva Manu, but he is the glory of the entire human society. Because Dhruva Maharaj had already surrendered to the Supreme Godhead, he was especially requested not to do anything unbefitting a surrendered soul.
Porodica ljudi počinje od Manova. Sanskritska riječ od čovjeka manušja, što znači potomak Manova. Ne samo da Dhruva Maharaj ponos porodice Swayambhuva Manova, već je također ponos čitavog ljudskog društva. Pošto se Dhruva Maharaj već predao svevišnji gospodinu, Manu ga je zamolio da ne čini nešto što ne doliči predanoj duši.
This is one of several verses of Swayambhuva Manu persuading Dhruva Maharaj to stop his rampage of killing.
Ovo je jedan od stihova u kojima Swayambhuva Manu uvjerava Dhruva Maharaja da prestane sa ubijanjem.
He's reminding Dhruva of who he is.
Podsjeća Dhruvu na to tko je on.
And he's reminding him in which family he belongs.
I podsjeća ga kojoj obitelji pripada.
And he's pointing out that we are proud of you, or he's suggesting, we are proud of you, but now what you're doing is making us embarrassed.
I govorimo, mi se ponosimo tobom, ali ovo što ti upravo sad radiš nas sramoti.
He's going to say in the next verse, therefore, because you have already attained this perfection, this mūrdhni padaṁ, this highest position, you should act accordingly.
Sljedećem stihu ćemo reći, s obzirom da si već postigao to savršenstvo mūrdhni padaṁ, ti bi trebao djelovati u skladu sa time.
And those who have reached the highest position, namely the association of the Supreme Lord by complete surrender, they don't go on angry rampages.
I oni koji su dosegli najviši položaj sa predajom gospodinu, oni se ne ponašaju ljudito.
Dhruva was, this is the second time that Dhruva is exhibiting anger.
Ovo Dhruva Maharaj po drugi put ispoljava ljutnju.
First time was when his stepmother insulted him.
Prvi put kada je njegova pomajka uvrijedila.
His anger led him in a positive way at that time.
I u tom slučaju ga je ljutnja na pozitivan način vodila.
He wanted to show his stepmother and show the rest of the world that he's not second class.
Želio je pokazati svojoj majci i cijelom svijetu da nije drugorazredan.
And in his determination and with the suggestion of his mother, he indeed went to the forest and searched for and found, then with the guidance of Narada Muni, none less than the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Sa svojom odlučnošću i majčinim uputama otišao je u šumu i uz pomoć uputa Narada Muni našao je nikog drugog nego sam svevišnji božanski osobu.
Now, the second time, so many years later, he has again become angry. Why? Because his brother has been killed by some being, some yaksha.
I sada, po drugi put nakon mnogo godina, on se razljutio, zato je njegov brata ubio jedan jakša.
And his determination to express his anger is not leading to anything beneficial.
I njegova odlučnost da ispravi svoj bijes ne donosi ništa dobro.
This is something we may have experienced ourselves when we felt some anger.
Ovo smo sami iskusili kada smo ljuti.
Anger has the character that we want to display it.
Odlika ljutnje je da želimo pokazati.
We want the world to see our outrage at whatever injustice has been done.
Želimo da cijeli svijet vidi naš bijes povodom nepravde koja nam je učinjena.
In Dhruva's case, he wanted to display his anger by annihilating the entire race of yakshas.
U drugom slučaju on je želio pokazati svoj bijes tako što je uništio cijelu rasu jakša.
One yaksha kills my brother, the whole yaksha race must go.
Jedan jakša je ubio mog brata, cijela rasa jakša mora biti ubijena.
Have you ever felt like that?
Jeste li se ikada tako osjećali?
Something or someone must be destroyed.
Netko ili nešto mora biti uništeno.
The anger, as we know elsewhere in the Bhagavatam, is described, gets located, gets manifest in different parts of the body, especially the heart and the head, because Lord Shiva is present there.
I na drugim mjestima u Bhagavatamu rečeno je kako ljutnja bude smještena u tijelu u predjelu srca i glave, zato je tu predjela gospodin Shiva.
One can actually feel the heat in certain parts of the body when the anger comes.
Osoba može osjetiti vrućinu u određenim dijelovima tijela kad se razljuti.
Have you had that experience?
Jeste li imali takva iskustva?
So Dhruva was in that condition, and he decided he needs to act on it.
I Dhruva u tom položaju da je odlučio da želi djelovati.
And so he did, and now it's becoming nothing but an embarrassment to his grandfather, Manu.
I on je djelovao i to je uzrokovalo da je njegov djed Manu osjećao samotu.
The verse is interesting in that Swayambhuva is telling a story. The whole verse is telling a whole story.
Stih je zanimljiv s te strane što u stihu Swayambhuva Manu prepričava cijelu priču.
He's telling the whole story of Dhruva Maharaj.
Prepričava cijelu Dhruva Maharajinu priču.
And he's telling it to Dhruva.
I govori to drugi.
You'd think Dhruva already knows the story.
Možete pomisliti da Dhruva Maharaj zna priču,
but he seems to have forgotten.
ali čini se da je zaboravio.
So Swayambhuva Manu is reminding him.
Stoga da Swayambhuva Manu podsjeća.
Memory is very important in spiritual life.
Sjećanje je veoma važno u duhovnom životu.
It's one of the 9 practices, in fact, of devotional service is smarana, to remember.
To je jedan od 9 procesa predanog služenja smarana, sjećanje.
And one of the things that can help us in our spiritual life is to remember good moments, the high moments, when we've experienced some special feeling of the Lord's presence.
Jedna od drugih stvari u duhovnom životu da možemo prakticirati da se sjećamo dobrih trenutaka kada smo osjećali Gospodinovo prisustvo.
Have you ever experienced some special, intensely happy time in your spiritual life?
Yes.
No? Yes. Some time when you felt lifted off the ground practically. Some time when you felt the Lord's mercy was flowing. And that you were receiving that mercy. It was flowing through your heart. You felt expanded, you felt empowered, you felt so many things. But then other times, it's a cloudy day. All we see is clouds, overcast, gray. We have the blues. We have a serious case of the blues sometimes. Everything looks dark. I've tried everything in spiritual life, nothing works. The process doesn't work. I'm blooming. After next Sunday's Sunday feast. At such times, then one can make use of memory. No, there have been times when I felt very happy in spiritual life. And that experience has come and gone, but it can come again. And not only it can come again, but it can become greater, it can become deeper. When Krishna desires at his own sweet will, it may happen. So let me wait for that time. Tatena tvaṁ susamichamana ujjana evatam kritam vihāya. Ritvakvagorvir viridam namaste jiveta yo mukti pade sadayavak. I will become, or I am, a deserving inheritor of the mercy of the Lord. All I have to do is patiently continue to offer obeisance to the Lord with mind, heart, words. And susamichamana, anxiously wait for the mercy of the Lord. In this verse, the word pratyag-akṣam is here, which Prabhupada translates as the Supreme Lord. And the verse is describing Dhruva is being reminded that he has been practicing austerity in order to see this pratyag-akṣam. Pratyag-akṣam literally means the internal organ. The seer within. Pratyag actually means to turn around or to turn toward the west or to turn within.
Pratyag znači zaokrenuti se ili krenuti ka zapadu ili krenuti ka unutra.
So in this context it means the Supreme Lord.
U ovom kontekstu to znači Svevišnji Gospodin.
And Dhruva is searching for the Supreme Lord. Why? Because bhinna-marmā, his heart has been literally broken.
I iz tog razloga Dhruva Maharaj traži Svevišnji Gospodina zbog bhinna-marmā, njegovo srce je bilo slomljeno.
Marmā, well, Prabhupada translates bhinna-marmā as aggrieved at heart.
Šta Prabhupada prevodi kao ojađeno srce.
And the word marmā means that which is vulnerable.
A riječ marma znači ono što se može povrijediti.
That which is very delicate.
Što je veoma krhko.
And which therefore is generally hidden.
I iz tog razloga se to najčešće skriva.
So that's what the heart is. The heart is it's the soft spot.
I to je ono što je srce, to je neka slatka točka.
Actually, well, in English we say someone has a soft spot in their heart, but actually the heart is fundamentally soft.
Znači, na engleskom se kaže da srce u sebi ima kao neka točka, u biti srce je samo po sebi nekako.
And so when someone attacks us in some way, we feel hurt, or as it says here, bhinna, broken. The heart is broken.
I iz tog razloga kad nas neko povrijedi, mi se osjećamo povrijeđenima kao da mi srce slomljeno.
So in this case, in Dhruva Maharaj's case, he did the right thing. His heart was hurt, and so he took shelter of the Lord.
I u slučaju Dhruva Maharaja, on je činio pravu stvar. Njegovo srce je bilo povrijeđeno i zbog toga je uzeo utočište Gospodina.
And so what did he do? He left home and he went to the forest.
Što je učinio? Napustio je dom i otišao u šumu.
We have lots of stories of leaving home and going to the forest or accounts in the Bhagavatam and in the greater Vaishnava literature.
U Bhagavatamu, drugoj velikoj vašnavskoj književnosti, imamo mnogo primjera osoba koje napuštaju dom i odlaze u šumu.
Tyakva sadusya vesarepsita raja lakshmim dharnishta ārādhya vacasā yadagadaranyam maya mrigam dayitayepsitam anvadava vande mahapurusate charanavindam. We offer obeisance to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, says Ārādhya, who, by the words of an Arya, went to the forest, giving up the goddess of fortune.
I tako odajemo Krishna Kshetra Gospodinu koji je napustio društvo i Božje sreće je otišao u šumu.
Kshetra Swami says that this verse can refer to Lord Rama.
Kshetra Swami komentira da se ovaj stih može odnositi na Gospodina Ramu.
Ārādhya vacasā, in this case, refers to the words of Dasharatha.
Ārādhya vacasā u ovom kontekstu znači Dasharatove riječi.
Maya mrigam dayita ipsitam. The desire of Sita was for Rama to chase after the Maya mriga, the illusory deer. So he did.
Sitina želja je bila da Rama ode uhvatiti iluzornog jelena, što je on i učinio.
Out of love for Sita, Sita had this desire, and Rama wished to please Sita, and so, although he knew this was not a good idea, he went after this deer.
Sita imala tu želju da lebhe tog jelena i zbog ljubavi koju osjeća prema Situ, on je otišao to učiniti, premda je znao da to nije dobra ideja.
So the whole Ramayana, which we're discussing in our seminar, we're barely in the beginning of the Ramayana. is a story about leaving for the forest, but in this case, it's the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is going to the forest.
Roman trenutno poručavamo na seminari na samom početku, smo vidimo kako se roman izvedeni na tome kako na tom odlasku u šumu, a vidimo sam svešnji gospodin odlazi u šumu.
The Lord has 6 opulences, one of them is renunciation.
Gospodin posjeduje 6 obilja, od kojih je jedna odvojenost.
And so he exhibits this renunciation by gladly leaving home to go to the forest.
I on ispoljava tu odvojenost tako što dobrovoljno napušta dom i odlazi u šumu.
In order to respect the words of his father, who is in agony because his son is respecting his words.
I on sluša riječi svoga oca koji je u agoniji zato jer njegov sin sluša njegove riječi.
Dasharatha is in agony because he has to fulfill a promise, which is the last thing he wants to do, and he tells his son, "Don't listen to me."
Dasharatha je u agoniji jer mora ispuniti obećanje koje ne želi ispuniti i on govori svome sinu, nemoj me slušati.
And his son Rama says, "I have to listen to you, you're my father."
A njegov sin Rama govori, ja ti moram slušati, ti si moj otac.
And not only I have to, but I'm happy to.
I ne samo da te moram slušati, nego ću te rado slušati.
This is the renunciation of the Supreme Lord.
To je odvojenost svevišnjeg gospodina.
The Bhagavatam is full of stories of progress in spiritual life to which there is sometimes a retrograde action.
I Bhagavatam je pun priča u kojoj napredovanju u duhovnom životu gdje ima retrogradnih trenutaka.
You know what retrograde is?
Go backward.
To ne, kao vraćanje unatrag.
I would say more precisely, at least in context of astronomy, it means appearing to go backwards.
Rekao bih preciznije, bar što se astronomije tiče, to znači da nešto izgleda kao da ide unatrag.
I don't know anything about astronomy, but I know there's the sun and there's some planets, and sometimes I think it's Mercury and Venus appear from the position of the Earth to go backwards.
Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn.
Also, they all
Uranus, Neptune,
Here's our astronomer astrologer. Thank you.
Znači, astrologi, znači vidimo da poslije Sunce i ostali planeti, onda nekad iz perspektive Zemlje izgleda kao da ovi planeti idu unatrag.
And I'm sure there's some astrological significance to that when they go back. Anyway.
Siguran sam da postoje neki astrološki značaj u tom njihovom.
My point here is simply that, like Dhruva Maharaj, so many others, we may think of Bharat Maharaj, for example, we may think of Ajamila, seeming to go backwards, and then something happens, and then they can again get back on track, so to say.
I osim Dhruva Maharaja vidimo i primjera Ajamila i Bharat Maharaja u kojih izgleda kao da u nekom momentu nazaduju, ali onda im se nešto dogodi i oni se ponovno vrate na pravi put.
Even the gopis could be considered in this respect.
Čak i gopije možemo promatrati kao primjer.
The gopis are dancing with Krishna, everything is wonderful.
Gopije plešu sa Krišnom, sve je predivno.
But there's one problem.
Ali postoji jedan problem.
The gopis start thinking, I am dancing with Krishna.
Gopije počne misliti, ja plešem s Krišnom.
And Krishna, being pratyag-akṣam, the Lord in the heart, he sees this.
I s obzirom da je gospodin pratyag-akṣam, gospodin u srcu, on to primijeti.
They don't say this, they just think this.
One to ne kažu glasno, oni samo to misle.
And instantly Krishna responds to what he sees by disappearing.
I Krišna uzvraća na to što vidi tako što nestane.
This gives the gopis opportunity to make spiritual advance.
I to daje priliku gopijama da duhovno napreduju.
It's pretty agonizing spiritual advancement process for them.
I taj proces duhovnog napredovanja je za njih poprilična agonija.
They become so mad that they start talking to everything they see. The trees, the flowers, the birds, the deer, they just, imagine any of you walking around here start talking about everything. We say, excuse me.
Dok je toliko izlude da počnu pričati sa svime što vide, sa pticama, sa jelenima, sa povećama, zamislimo da vidimo nekoga od vas kako hodate okolo i pričate sa drvećem, rekli smo, oprosti, mogu kako pomoći.
Similarly, Rama goes mad when Sita is abducted. He also starts speaking to all the flora and fauna about him.
Također i Rama izludi kad je Sita oteta i on počne pričati sa florom i faunom koja se nalazi oko njega biljnim životinskim svijetom.
But my point is simply this, that the Bhagavatam is telling us about devotees attaining perfection. It's also telling us something which is very valuable for us, that there can be retrograde function, apparent backtracking, and then moving forward.
Znači, moja poanta je da nam Bhagavatam govori o slučajevima bhakta i napredovanja, također možemo primijetiti da nam govori o slučajevima bhakta koji u jednom momentu nazaduju, a onda krenu opet naprijed.
So this is good news.
Ovo su dobre vijesti.
That we are on track to make steady progress in spiritual life.
Da smo na putu da postojamo napredujemo u duhovnom životu.
Even we may sometimes feel we're backtracking.
Čak i ako nam se nekad čini da nazadujemo.
So just keep on track.
Stoga samo se držite puta.
What is it? Manuchanam sahasrechu kaschit yatvistu hayegatatam. No, that's not the word. The verse that says, Mama Vartana, that's it. Mama Vartana Vartante Manusha Varta Sarvasha. Everyone is on my track, Krishna says.
Krishna kaže, sad se slijedi moj put.
But we want to get on the narrow track within the track that goes back to Krishna as quickly as possible.
Ali mi želimo na tom putu slijediti ovaj uski put koji ide izravno ka Krishni, što je brže moguće.
And Swayambhuva Manu is reminding Dhruva Maharaj, you're on this track, get back on it.
I Swayambhuva Manu podsjeća
Or stay on it.
makar si se trati sa puta, vrati se na put.
Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam. Any discussion on any of those points?
What causes the retrograde?
Sorry?
What can cause that retrograde motion?
What can cause retrograde?
Što uzrokuje to nazadovanje?
Well, you've been giving a whole seminar on this topic yesterday, I think.
Mislim će da ovo je cijeli seminar na tu temu.
Ārādhya, all sorts, of course. This is the main thing which makes for retrograde action.
Aparāda svih vrsta uzrokuje da nazadujemo.
Apa, this prefix means sort of out or away.
Apa, taj prefix znači dalje ili izvana.
And by what's called folk etymology, we associate this word with Radha, who is the perfect worshipper, ārādhya of Krishna.
A što se tiče etimologije, povezujemo tu riječ sa radom koja je ārādhya, koja savršeno obožava.
So our business is worshiping the Lord, but somehow, that is the question. What is that? How? I would say it's inattention. It covers a lot of what becomes retrograde activity.
I naša dužnost je služiti svevišnjeg gospodina, ali nekako, sad se postavlja pitanje zašto to nekako kako doći do toga, ja bih rekao da je to većinom zbog nepažljivosti.
And so we know that in proper chanting of the Mahamantra, the first thing is to keep attention. Inattention is cause of so many other nama aparadas.
Znamo da je u pravilnom mantranju najvažnije biti pažljiv pozoran, da je to da nismo prisutni, nismo pozorni, da je to uzrok drugih nama aparata.
But then we may ask, so why are we inattentive? Why inattentive?
Onda se možemo pitati, pa zašto smo nepažljivi?
Habit.
Zbog navike.
The habits of the mind are to attend to things that we think are going to bring some sort of happiness.
Navika uma je da misle o stvarima za koje mi smatramo da će nam donijeti određenu sreću.
Usually by some means of control.
Običajno preko nekog načina kontroliranja.
Some sort of ownership.
Neke vrste vlasništva.
If I can possess something or someone,
Ako bih mogao posjedovati nešto ili nekoga,
then I can enjoy.
Onda bih uživao.
The root of kama is actually the desire to possess.
Korijen kame je želja za posjedovanje.
So in spiritual life we practice what the Buddhists call mindfulness.
I u duhovnom životu mi prakticiramo nešto što budisti nazivaju da smo ispunjenost uma.
Which means becoming aware of what our own mind is doing.
Što znači da postanemo svjesni toga što naš vlastiti um radi.
And what function of consciousness enables us to do that?
I koja nam funkcija svjesnosti omogućava da to uradimo?
Intelligence. Yes.
Inteligencija.
And how do we sharpen our intelligence?
A kako oštimo, poboljšavamo svoju inteligenciju?
With knowledge.
Knowledge. Yes, hearing Shastra, knowledge. How do we get knowledge?
Surrender to Krishna.
And so it goes. Okay.
Guru,
Sadhu, Shastra, all these nice things.
Guru, Sadhu, Shastra,
Yes.
stvari.
Sattva-guna, yes, all these things. Exercising the intelligence.
Vježbanje inteligencije.
In Oxford, they have the Thames River, and the students, they do this rowing with these special long boats. It's quite elegant, actually. It's nice to watch them. It's very much more difficult than it looks.
U Oxfordu na rijeci Temzi ti učenici, oni vježbaju to veslanje i jako elegantno to izgleda, premda je mnogo teže nego što je ovako na prvi pogled čovjek mislio.
And especially on Sunday, go and watch them practicing.
Specijalno nedjeljom idem vidjeti kako vježbaju.
So we practice abhyasena to kaunteya vairāgyena cha. By practice and by
suitable
detachment.
detachment.
Stoga vježbanjem i odvojenošću.
Is that all right?
I was thinking of another
You were thinking of?
pride.
Pride.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a big retrograde.
Big retrograde. Big.
Razmišljao sam o ponosu jer on dosta uzrokuje to nazadovanje.
Yeah, there's a solution to pride,
Postoje rješenje za ponos,
and that is get a pin.
a to je da se nabavite iglu
Because pride is like an inflated balloon.
Jer ponos je poput napuhana balona.
And it doesn't take much to make that balloon become something else.
I ne treba mnogo da bi se taj balon pretvorio u nešto drugo.
It just takes one little poke.
Samo ga treba bocnuti.
What's the word for it?
Igla. Igla.
Igla. So all you need is an igla.
Jedino
So
što
what is
treba
the
igla.
igla for devotees
Za bhaktu što je igla?
against pride?
Povezana sa
Good
ponosom.
association.
Association?
Good
Bunch of iglas.
Dobro društvo, evo ovdje imamo puno igla.
Here with attention.
And that's why some people avoid association. Too many iglas out there.
To je jedan od razloga zašto neki izbjegavaju društvo bhakta. Previše igli.
Here are the glories of Krishna.
Hear the glories of Krishna. Okay.
Slušajte o Krišnanim slavama.
To be humble.
To be humble. Exactly. The problem is pride. Just don't be prideful. Be humble.
Biti pomiran, da, posla.
Enter vihāya. That'll make you humble.
Bila Mataji rekla postati ponizan, Maharaj rekao da ćemo postati ponizni i još jedan od rješenja je ući u vihāya.
Yes, my dear wife. Yes, my dear wife. Yes, my dear wife.
Dama, draga žena, dama, draga žena, dama, draga žena.
On that happy note.
Don't end there, please.
No, don't. Okay. Any other point? Yes. Govinda. How can we distinguish between material and spiritual emotions?
Kako možemo razlikovati duhovne od materijalnih emocija?
Material emotions are binding,
Materijalne emocije nas vezuju,
and spiritual emotions are liberating.
a duhovne emocije nas oslobađaju.
And with a little practice, you can notice the difference in your body.
I sa malo vježbe možeš primijetiti razliku u svome tijelu.
You'll feel how a material emotion will tighten you up one way or another.
Osjetit ćeš kako će te materijalne emocije na jedan ili drugi način opočiti.
And a spiritual emotion will make you feel relief and released and empowered and strengthened and all these nice things.
A duhovne emocije će učiniti da se osjećaš olakšano, opunomoćeno, sve te lijepe emocije.
That's a short answer.
Ovo je kratak odgovor.
Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada.